Ballots are still being counted to decide the presidency. Joe Biden is now currently closer to the 270 electoral votes needed to win.
Well, President Trump is down, but not out, with a much tighter path to victory as the Trump campaign contests results in 4 states. George Thomas has more.
All eyes are on the count in the key states of Arizona, Pennsylvania, Georgia, Nevada, and North Carolina, as the nation holds its collective breath to see who wins the race for the White House. Biden got closer last night with projections that he'll win Michigan and Wisconsin, putting the Democrat challenger's electoral tally at 253 to Trump's 214. 270 electoral college votes are needed to win the presidency.
I'm not here to declare that we've won, but I am here to report when the count is finished, we believe we will be the winners.
The Trump campaign believes it still has a chance. The president would have to win either Arizona or Nevada and still sweep Georgia, Pennsylvania, and North Carolina. While the counting continues, the president's team filed lawsuits in Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Georgia, laying the groundwork for contesting battleground states' election results. In Pennsylvania, the president is leading Biden, but with large amounts of mail-in ballots yet to be counted, the Trump campaign is seeking to stop counting ballots that arrived after Election Day, claiming it's not been given proper access to observe the process.
Not a single Republican has been able to look at any one of these mail ballots.
In Michigan, Trump supporters protesting at vote-counting centers in Detroit over similar claims. Michigan's Attorney General insisting both parties have access to the counting process. Meanwhile, Republicans look poised to hold the Senate, even as Michigan's Democratic Senator Gary Peters has been declared the winner there. On Wednesday, Maine's Senate race was called for Republican incumbent Susan Collins. GOP candidates are currently leading in races still undecided in North Carolina, Alaska, and Georgia. Overnight, as votes continued to trickle in, this was the scene in Portland, Oregon, as the National Guard was called out to stop widespread violence and destruction by protesters. 11 people were arrested as authorities in the city said the protests had turned into a riot. George Thomas, CBN News.
Well, CBN News political editor John Waage joins us. And John, I've got to congratulate you on your prediction. You were the only one that I heard that had said that Republicans were going to pick up seats in the House.
I also said they'd take the House, so that was a little edgy. But you know, the votes are still being counted, Gordon, so we don't know for sure. But
so you're holding out hope?
I'm not going to give up until the last ballot is in. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you were also correct that the Republicans would hold the Senate, but your Trump prediction is at risk right now. What does it currently look like, and what is your prediction now as to who's ultimately going to win it?
Well, Gordon, I'm going to stick with President Trump all the way through to the end, but who knows when the end will be. You know, the states of Georgia and Pennsylvania and North Carolina are all with Trump in the lead. He has to take those, and then either Arizona or Nevada, or flip Wisconsin or Michigan through some sort of legal process. The recount's already going to be underway in Wisconsin because he's legally entitled to that. So basically, he's got to get close to running the table of the states that are left outstanding, and I think he's going to do it. I can't tell you which combination of states that it's going to happen with, but Arizona's looking better than it certainly did 24 hours ago because Republicans, the campaign manager for President Trump is saying that they expect to win Arizona by just 30,000 votes. So we'll see. But Arizona would be a big pickup after it was declared for Biden by some of the networks.
Do you think there's any shenanigans going on? I know the Federalist came out and made that claim in terms of vote dumping. I just in my casual observance of how the night unfolded, the initial ballots seemed to be for Biden, but then the longer it got to 11 o'clock, it seemed to be going decidedly to Trump as the same day votes are finally counted. And so the pre-votes seem to be for Biden's, day of votes seem to be for President Trump. And then, you know, I wake up the next day and suddenly it's flipped back again. So it just didn't seem to hold to any particular trend. Can you make any sense of this?
No, I really can't, except that it does look suspicious, and I think that it's almost out of our hands because, and Gordon, you have the legal background, but you can see that the Trump administration is all over the legal challenges, and I think a lot of those challenges are based on just getting you know, the extensions for absentee ballots and just some of the funny business in some of the urban areas, Milwaukee and Philadelphia primarily, but even in Detroit. And so I think that those things are going to go forward. And I do think that some of those legal challenges may actually bear fruit. So we'll have to see. It's going to be a tense, probably 3 weeks.
Just sort of on a more philosophical level, if there are proven in a court, and it would take that, but if it's proven that there was some kind of vote dumping happen, what do you think that does going forward in terms of confidence in the Democrat process, confidence in, you know, our voting and all of this is?
If it is exposed and it's not dealt with, that would be a grave problem for the country. And I think it has to be dealt with. It has to be dealt with by the courts, if necessary, the Supreme Court. And you know, or we are going to lose control of you know, the rule under law that our elections are governed by. So I think it's a very serious problem.
Well, it's not the first time in our history. I mean, I know about Tammany Hall in New York, and then, you know, the Chicago machine, and you know, you've seen various, you know, jokes about it. Vote early and often, and you know, let's go to the graveyard and find out who's registered. But we seem to have survived that. But on this one, I think we're playing with fire. If people start to openly question it.
Yeah, and it's never been so under a microscope, and really the American people have never been so informed about the process and how it goes down. And I think everybody can understand, is this a qualified vote? Is this person dead? Did this person never register? Does this person not have U.S. citizenship? I mean, these are all questions that are very easy for people to ask because they understand, well, if you're not an American citizen or you're not you know, or you moved and you voted in several places. These are things that everybody understands. And since our elections, presidential elections, have been so close so many times in recent generation, it's got to be something that our leaders get a handle on.
All right. Well, John, thanks for your insights. And you can always get election updates at our website, cbnnews.com, or download the CBN News Channel app. It's available on Roku and Amazon Fire and Apple and all those various devices. You can get news alerts to keep you informed of what's happening with the election.